So next session is promotion of R in colleges. So for that, actually, we are inviting Dr. Shwetlin and Dr. Subbalakshmi from VIT Chennai College. They actually VIT Chennai has become yesterday, as I was explaining to you that one can become a FOSSI club member. So basically, VIT Chennai they have contributed so nicely and so much that they have become a FOSSI club. So actually, I have invited Dr. Shwetlin, who has actually contributed to the lab migration project as well as case study project. So she will give you some idea how they have done it, how they have converted their lab to FOSS-free lab. And Dr. Subbalakshmi will talk about how actually colleges get benefited by becoming a FOSSI club member. So, Dr. Shwetlin, are you there?
Yes, ma'am.
Yeah, over to you, ma'am.
Thank you. Good evening, one and all present here. This is Dr. Shwetlin Hemlata from Vellore Institute of Technology, Chennai campus. At the outset, I would like to thank Ms. Mehta and her team for giving me an opportunity to express my experience in this workshop. My journey with R4C started as R workshop coordinator, wherein I got a chance to go through a series of spoken tutorial lectures on R. So as you people are attending this workshop, I was also attending the same workshop some years back, and based on that, I got motivated to contribute for C. Later, I was introduced with lab migration project by Dr. Subbalakshmi from VIT. So I will just share my screen on lab migration project. I will just take a few minutes time to say what I have done, how I did it, and then why one should do this. So what, how, and why is the thing I'm going to convey for the next few minutes. Hope you all see my screen on lab migration project. So here, as it was told once by our Professor Kannan, who is the head of this FOSSI project, like there are different parts in a pyramid. You can see all these components available in r.fossi.inside, like textbook companion as the base of the pyramid structure, and then comes lab migration, and then comes a case study project, then it goes to internship opportunities for students. That is how it makes a pyramid structure of learning process. So having introduced with lab migration project, so I got a chance to do a submission on lab migration. So what I did is, so here you could see R programming. This is the submission made by VIT Chennai, and I could proudly say that VIT Chennai is the first institution to propose a lab migration project in R programming language. So whatever you do, that it will appear along with your name, along with the submissions that we do make. So here we are, as part of lab migration, we are supposed to submit a list of experiments. So having undergone all the series of video lectures by spoken tutorial, so it motivated me to frame 15 experiments based on the content delivered in the spoken tutorial lecture. So that's how I came up with these 15 experiments. And fortunately, I was handling a course for MTech students on programming for data science, which basically covers Python and R programming language. So I was able to give all these experiments for the students as well, as apart from other lab exercises they experimented. So based on this, as part of lab migration project, we are supposed to submit a proof that students are also benefited by the set of experiments that are submitted to this lab migration project. So I was able to submit their answers given for all the experiments to this lab migration project proposal. So if you take any experiment, it accompanies two things. The first one is the set of questions, and then the .r file that has the answers for all the questions. So most probably it will look like a question and answer followed. You can provide a submission like questions as a separate document and your R code as a separate file, wherein you can specify the question and comment, and then you can provide your answers or solutions for each of the questions. So that was the contribution in the lab migration. Again, we moved one step ahead and try to experiment case study project. In case study project, already our student, again, he was the first to propose the case study project in 2020, like Ashwin Gupta of VIT Chennai campus. He submitted a case study proposal on analysis of effects of COVID-19 on Indian stock market, which got approved. And following that, I told my students to give the proposal for case study projects. And I think one submission is still under, it's still under submission, yet to receive the comment. But we got the case studies. Another student work submitted in the case study project, and which got approved also. That is analyzing the impact of COVID-19 lockdown on air quality in India by Preeti from VIT Chennai campus. As part of this case study project, what we did was, first step, we submitted a proposal comprising of the abstract, which contains what is the work we basically intended to do as part of case study project. And we also have highlighted the purpose of this case study in 3 points. And then we also have mentioned the data source where we have pulled in the data for processing. So with this submission, probably they will scrutinize our submission, and if it is really needed for the society, they are approving it, and then we have to work on submitting our solution for the case study project. So this is actually approved, and we are working on submitting the solutions for this project. So these are the two contributions. So I have just addressed what I have done and how it has been implemented. And the next part is the why one should do all this stuff. So basically, if you do a submission here in the lab migration or a case study project, in case study project, student, they can also submit the case study project individually, but they can also submit the project along with the guidance of a faculty as well. So the moment you get your project proposal accepted, so along with your name in their contribution, the first and foremost thing that one would get is the happiness. So I really got that happiness upon seeing my contribution available online to all the people. So that's one thing. And another important thing is it is getting projected in a reputed website like this. Okay, so which is supported by IIT Bombay. So it gives us credit also, apart from bringing just happiness. So in this way, I got benefited, and this has great impact on NAC as well, which will be spoken in detail by Dr. Subbulakshmi later. So that is the main thing. And so it is adding a color to our career growth also. So for the self-development and then the promotion activities and so on and so forth, it is adding colors. And for the student community, we are self-motivated by doing such a project, and we are also able to motivate our own students. So who will be in position to submit a case study project or a textbook companion project, anything of this kind. So this will be adding credit to their performance. So when they are applying for any higher studies, or else when they are sitting for placement, attending interview, this is going to give them much more credit, because they are getting certification from a reputed institution from IIT Mumbai. So in this way, we are also getting benefited. Our student community is also getting benefited. So I think this has covered all the three components, what, how, and why that I have planned to convey. Hope this message will be really helping you to get self-motivated and motivating your student as well. Thank you.
Thank you, Dr. Shwetlin.
Thank you, ma'am.
Good evening, Dr. Subbulakshmi.
Yeah, good evening, participants, and good evening, FASI team. So I'm Dr. T. Subbulakshmi from School of Computer Science and Engineering, VIT Chennai. I'm here to tell what VIT is doing with the FASI and what are all the associations that we had, and how those associations have been useful for our faculty, students, and then for our university as a whole. Okay, so let me share my screen. I have a small presentation. From VIT Chennai, there are three laboratories that are done, and it is currently available under these links, right? So we have completed this R programming lab, and information visualization and network data visualization was done using R by Professor Parvati and Professor Pattabhiraman, and R programming is done by Dr. Swetlin, who have just talked now. And so there are another two textbooks which are under final review, and it will be submitted shortly during February 10th to 20th. And there is a case study project which is submitted, and one more case study got approved, and that is under review. Another 2 to 3 proposals would be submitted on February 10th to February 15th, 2021. And in addition to that, our faculty have given talks in the R advanced workshop and R beginner workshop also under these categories, which was conducted during 21st November and 28th November under the PMMI NMTT scheme, right? 4 of our faculty have delivered talks on hierarchical clustering, random forest, social information networks, and basic statistics in R. So these faculty have been immediately given a certificate by IIT Bombay under the FASI scheme. Yeah, so our workshop was conducted at VIT Chennai along with FASI team and spoken tutorial team. And there is a very good innovation done by using guided assignment by Dr. Bhargavi. And there are around 110 registrations and 60 plus completions using this guided assignments. There is a module in R called Swirl, which is used for taking care of the guided assignments. And one of our students have got FASI Summer Fellowship in May to June 2020. And he has completed his internship and got a certificate in remote mode. Yeah, so now I'm here to tell. So by collaborating with FASI, right? By collaborating with FASI, what are all the student recognitions and what are all the faculty recognitions and what are all the university recognitions which would be useful for the university. So when a student starts any of the FASI works, right? So he'll start his kickstarting of learning of this FAS. And once when he starts, then he will start building more sophisticated projects by using the same FAS, be it R or Scilab or any other project. So now one student has completed his summer fellowship, and now he is into more advanced research paper writing by using R for machine learning. And as and when a work is over, certificate and recognition is got from IIT Bombay. And there is a web page given for every work for your lifetime. And using this work, the students are getting Best Project Award in the university and Best Student Awards as well. And students will be getting a short internships. And now there is one more new scheme proposed by IIT Bombay, semester-long internship. And that is a wonderful idea. And summer fellowships the students could get, and students are, it is possible for the students to get final year projects. One of our students has done the final year project, but not in R, but in eSIM. And he also got the placement at IIT Bombay FASI team for continuing his work. So whichever is needed for the students. So these are the expectations from the students, right? Internships, fellowships, final year projects, placements, mini projects are at IIT Bombay, so that it is whatever might be the expectations of the students, it is completely fulfilled. And internships and placement using FOSSEE work in reputed industries are very much possible by using the certificates and web pages, recognitions which are given by FOSSEE to the students. And it is very much useful to write LOR while he is going for higher studies. So these are the student recognitions from FOSSEE. And as far as faculty are considered, so again, once when we have a lab migration, a web page for lifetime, and using this web page, I can provide more motivation towards FOSS for many other students in my university. And recognition at college or university as contributor of FOSS, and a faculty who is trying to minimize the commercial software cost. See, a faculty to get a reputation in a university, either you should earn money from external agencies or you have to reduce the cost. So a faculty would be respected in the university who is trying to reduce the commercial software cost, and then reputation in terms of association with IIT Bombay and being the co-presenter with IIT Bombay professor for international conferences, along with Professor Kannan. So I have presented 2 conferences in ESI Pune in Scilab, but FOSSEE Proponent Symposium Awards are given in March 2020. So 6 of the VAT faculty have been invited to IIT Bombay and awarded for their contribution to various FOSSEE activities. So I would like to emphasize here that many faculty in our university will be getting many awards. But once when you are going for NAC or ABET or UGC or any QS kind of accreditation, right? So the awards and recognitions from reputed government agencies, that is what would be considered. Okay, so this award is basically coming under NAC criteria approved award by the government agencies. And yeah, so these are the photos that 6 of our VAT faculty have been awarded at FOSSEE Proponent Symposium. And Sweetlin ma'am was awarded for our project contribution. And these are the plaques and certificates given by IIT Bombay. Yeah, so I have told what all the students will get and what all the faculty would get. Now, the university or college recognitions, right? So recognition of university as a FOSSEE club with a page in FOSSEE website would be a greater opportunity for the university or college. And winter or summer internship to students in various FOSS using FOSS activities. This winter or summer internship, we from VAT FOSSEE club are offering to VAT students. Okay, if they are doing extremely good, then they will be submitting their proposals for the summer fellowship or semester-long internship, which is hosted by IIT Bombay. So for the past, this is the second time that we are hosting. During summer, we have hosted internship from VAT FOSSEE club to VAT students, and around 16 students have got internship from VAT FOSSEE club, and we have a internship credit. Internship is considered as a course, and it is having 2 credits. And those students who have completed their FOSSEE work and got certificate from VAT FOSSEE are recognized for awarding the 2 credits. So this internship which is done under VAT FOSSEE club is taken as a equivalent credit to an industry. So using this winter and summer internship, what we are doing is that we are asking the students to complete the textbook companion, lab migration, or case study proposal, or any other FOSSEE work, and make him to submit to the FOSS. This is the second time that we are doing. During summer, May 2020, we have given certificates for around 16 students, and during now in winter, around 16 students are actually doing. That's why I'm telling every of our submission will be completing during February 10 to 20. Around 5 circuit simulation proposals are approved, and 1 R proposal is given, and 3 Scilab textbook proposals are given. Likewise, we are propagating various FOSS in our university. And then participation of VAT in FOSSEE activities, national and international level, like hackathons and other things. So this will greatly improve the perception rating of the university. Yeah, and coming to the most important part, right? So NAC or ABET or UGC or accreditation criteria fulfillment using FOSSEE activities is that. So as far as NAC is concerned, there is a criteria called 4.2.7, wherein you need to fill the e-content developed by the faculty for NPTEL, SWAYAM, NMAICT and other courses. So yeah, NPTEL and SWAYAM, yeah, so you know, it will be taking so long to develop some courses. But as far as FOSSEE works are considered, it is coming under NMAICT, and as and when you are having a page, right, then this work is also taken as e-content development by the faculty for Government of India projects. And awards and recognitions are also much more useful, and collaboration with government projects is shown in so many other places, and contribution to society is also shown in other places. These are the categories using which the FOSSEE activities could be shown in NAC or ABET or UGC kind of accreditations. Yeah, so finally, I'd like to thank the FOSSEE team for the collaborations and certificates and web pages provided for every activity to the faculty and students and to the university. And thanks to the FOSSEE team for providing the opportunity to learn, grow, and have little contribution to the society through our students and faculty team. Thank you for responding to our queries through mail and calls in a swift manner. VIT's gratitude is continuing towards Condenser and FOSSEE team for the wonderful and consistent association towards FOSSEE activities. Thank you.
We thank you so much, Dr. Subbulakshmi. We are really grateful that actually you are contributing in a really big manner, and I can see that. So it is really good initiative. Your work actually, FOSSEE Club. Yeah, we are proud of you, Dr. Subbulakshmi. We are really glad to have you as a FOSSEE Club here.
It's our pleasure. Thank you, Smita.
Thank you for such a nice information that how FOSSEE actually help college get benefited actually.
Thank you.
Thank you. Thank you, Dr. Subbulakshmi. So faculty members, please note all this down so that you can go back and talk to your HOD principal and give them information related to FOSSEE Club, how students get benefited, how faculty members can get benefited, even how college can get benefited. Please talk to your principal, talk to your HOD, and then I hope that we see coming more TBC projects, more case studies and lab migration projects. So do you have any other queries related to this section? Anybody has any query to Dr. Subbulakshmi, Dr. Shwetlin, how they have actually done it?
So we are open to any help or suggestion about how you can talk to your management or your principal or HOD. So what they will tell and how you can respond so that you can take it further to the next step. We are open to suggestions, and Condenser is giving lead for many universities to us so that we are helping them in implementing their tasks.
Yeah. Condenser is also here.
Okay.